Need that here.
Well, we do. I did place a camera behind. Can you not see the camera I placed behind us? Then I placed one
Nope.
behind us so that we could put the screen. Oh, that's annoying because that's perfectly placed.
That I should move. Well, I don't want to move any cameras because I want to
Well,
see
I'm
if this actually
wondering.
sticks.
Yeah, I mean, I can always send you. I can send you this link anyway. I can send you this one, and then it should position the cameras for you exactly where I put them.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Hmm.
So
So we'll do that.
I've got a view with both of us, and then I got a view with just you on the couch, and I got one of just me, and then I've got one of the slideshow. And if we teleport over there, we should see our heads.
Okay.
Even though
Um.
that camera's not in the right place anymore, and the screen is messed up. But pretend that's not
Yeah.
happening.
Well, I was trying to see if there's a way I could place the screen in Unity, but I can't. They don't give you that tool. You can place
Oh, okay.
cameras there.
So I could
Yeah.
I could see the very tips of our heads, and if we put our hands up, I could see it.
Yeah. Okay. So we're seeing the same thing with camera 8 then. Apparently, what's camera 8
Okay.
for me is yeah, it's two. So I
See,
mean, I could
that's camera one for
pull that.
me.
Oh, okay. Well, we could pull that camera down, but
So
yeah.
it's nice to know, like, if we do get everything set up, it'll at least look like what we did.
I think
Um,
camera 5. I've got a camera that's my camera that can actually see us if we go here, but then we're
oh,
way too close to the screen. Like
oh,
we're
okay.
tiny. It's quite funny actually. It's quite funny though because we're like tiny in
Oh,
relation to the screen. So it's
that's
even
fine.
funnier because we'll be looking up.
Right. Yeah, I'm not married to it. Whatever looks visually interesting is kind of. Oh, shoot. We've been streaming, evidently.
Oh, okay. Well,
Ah,
doesn't matter.
how they know
Stream
all our
test,
secret
chickadee test.
thoughts.
We haven't said anything inappropriate yet. Yet.
I, well, but
Um,
it was the secret.
does my camera controlling control what you see? What do you see
um,
now?
it was, but now it's just doing my
Okay, so
head.
it's
Oh, now I
I'm.
just went back. This looks really
What
cool.
does that? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? The pan from the two. But see on mine, like I'm just seeing the set now without us sitting in our seats.
Oh, okay. Well,
Um,
you'll be able to see what I'm seeing later. Wave for the camera. Hey, turn around. Do a 180. I
okay.
don't. I can't see what this looks like, but hopefully it looks neat.
Yeah. Also, we got to check the audio to make sure our audio actually records when we're streaming.
Yes,
That's
I did.
wait, did you say the audio was okay last time? Was it the audio or was it the video? Something wasn't working.
Yeah, the video didn't work at all. But I haven't
This is the
tested the
video.
video again. I should. But I didn't mean to be streaming this, so I don't even know if it's working. Let me
Okay,
stop.
well, it's fine. Then we just use it as a test.
Let's just. Yeah, doesn't matter.
I've just changed the camera. I don't know what you see.
Oh, now it's back on my view. Whenever you do a camera that doesn't exist for me, it goes to my first person view. And
Ah, okay. All right.
all of the people watching the stream have
See
a
what you see.
vomiting fit. Luckily, nobody's watching. So, or maybe my friend G Curse is watching. Only if he has
Hey,
insomnia.
hey,
Hey, G Curse.
hey. We're here. Don't worry. We're here. Are we here? I don't know. I don't know anymore.
We might be. We might not
Where
be.
is here? What's ghost mode? Ghost mode sounds terrifying.
Whoa. Is this where
Camera
my.
pan. He's panning the cameras.
At least it's something. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Something. And we're going to go back
All
to.
right. And now I'm at an
Single
awkward
screen.
angle.
Okay. So now we'll start the interview. Project 8. How's your morning?
Hey, pretty good. Pretty good so far. Have my
What you been
coffee.
up to?
Been watching videos on the internet of things going on with protests and
Yeah, it's just
um.
nonstop horrifying.
It is. Well, I saw that video of the I don't know if I'm sitting on the seat right now. The police officer um pushing the old guy and then him
Yeah,
falling back and cracking his head. And
yeah,
then like I found it really interesting because I think I like obviously you love to analyze things and behavior and over so I just kept replaying it back over and over again and looking at like how one the
everybody
officer that did
reacted
it
individually.
yeah but the officer who did it goes to help actually like
Right.
notices and then
And
goes oh
another
shit
one.
and then goes to help and then the other officer grabs him by the back and pushes him forward
Right.
and I'm like it's funny how the narrative just could have changed if he'd just helped and they just shown humanity and just been human and been like oh shit and like actually helped it could
Right.
have changed the narrative but and then also the police that then releasing a statement was like yep one person was injured because they tripped and fell
Right.
and then it's like it was
They have the
filmed
video.
like no they didn't they have the
Well, it's the
video
second
yeah
time because they also said they didn't use tear gas to move protesters. And
Yeah, yeah, and it's just kind of like they're just
We
completely,
we
um,
never. I mean, we don't
yeah,
expect North Korea to tell the truth on stuff. Why would we?
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
Is
but that's
American
the point.
exceptionalism?
We do. I mean, when we say we don't expect, like we always do that. We always talk about other countries, and we're kind of like, oh, the shit that's going on in Russia, or the shit that's going on in North Korea, and I'm like, it's happening here. Like it's just
Right.
like they say, if you want to hear the accurate sort of press about what's going on in your country, it's probably better to just check another country's news media, and then you'll probably
Right.
get it closer to the truth than what's actually being suggested is
Right.
happening in your country by your media.
It's
But
like composite. It's weird
yeah,
because I mean I'm Gen X. We were born kind of cynical. We had to learn to love life through horrible scratching and clawing. Um,
mm,
but I never thought of America as a democracy. I always thought of it as an oligarchy, um, where the rich people rule. But they were nice to us. Like I didn't.
yeah, yeah.
I was different. I mean, I was just on a different page. But they
Yeah,
weren't nice to all of us, and that's what we found out once people got cell
yeah,
phones. Um, like people of privilege didn't have a chance to ignore that anymore. And once you see it, it's just so disgusting to watch four
yeah,
men hold down another man for 9 minutes until he dies.
yeah.
And
I think that yeah, that's the thing.
you think about what would happen if like you had let's say you had a car accident, like it wasn't even really your fault, but like you retired and you got in an accident and somebody died, right? Like you'd probably haunt you for the rest of your life, right? And it
Yeah,
wouldn't even be like because most people like care about people, even if they're
yeah,
strangers. You'd always second guess it and think about, oh no, they had kids or like all these things. Where is that humanity? Like, where did it go?
mm.
But I actually know the answer to that too. But what's the point
Yeah.
of
Well, we
having
saw it.
answers?
What's the point? What's the point of having the answers? Yeah, no, but we saw that in that video. That's what's interesting because it was that moment of humanity when the guy kind of the quick moment the guy realizes he's like shit,
I kind of
and
interpreted that
then
different. As I mean, than
yeah.
you. I watched the same video a few times too.
Oh, did you think he was gonna like stamp on him or something? He
No,
was gonna carry
I
on.
think he meant to push him. He didn't meant for his
Yeah,
head to crack open and for blood to start pouring out. And when he saw that,
yeah,
he was like, "Oh shit, that's not what I meant to
yeah,
do." And then, "Oh wait,
yeah.
I don't give a shit." That is kind of what I got more from
Oh,
it.
okay.
Like,
Because
"Oh, we're
because
not stopping."
to me it looked like because the if you I don't know if you maybe I saw it wrong or maybe just different perspective on it, but the other officer walks past him and grabs him by the back and pulls
Yes,
him.
right.
So it's like it was almost like he's kind of like there's a
But
small
just to keep
moment
him in
where
a
he's kind
step,
of like
like to remind
yeah.
him, is
So
what
it's
it
kind
looked like to me. But
yeah to be, but that's in my yeah from what I saw maybe again it's just my perspective. It seemed like he was going to make sure the guy was all right. Like as you said, it wasn't necessarily make sure the guy's all right. Maybe it's not the best way to put it, but as you said, been like oh shit, like
right,
that was unexpected. I didn't mean that for that to happen. And
right.
then the other officer's just like nope, keep going, like don't stop. Um,
I
but yeah,
honestly don't know how
kind of
the rioters keep their cool. Like that's the thing that's why I could never do
yeah.
these things. Like I have been way too privileged to be treated in such a way that I
Yes.
mean I wouldn't trust myself to know what I would do. Like I would have a
Yeah.
temper tantrum like a toddler probably. Like I just the idea of someone using their authority to like suspend my will is
Mm,
sickening to me. And
yeah.
then just to see how rampant it's been going on and how it just goes on now, it's out in the open. Like if anybody that thinks America's still a democracy, you kind of have to be not very bright. I mean, I think
Yeah, but fortunately for people in power and positions of power, that there there are a lot of people that aren't very bright or they aren't very
well,
well educated in matters. So it's kind of as you say, you'd hope after everything going on that most people, like 90% of people, were like, oh okay, like I see now, I see kind of a bit of clearer picture of what it is, what we're living in.
right.
And it's not, it's been under the guise of like a democracy, but it's kind of it's
Well, and not just
but
a
then as I said.
democracy, but under the guise of a Christian nation,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
a nation that's
yeah, and
supposed to be
that's a huge thing as well, as you said. Uh,
right.
it's like, oh, okay, I see.
It's
So you
amazing to
mean they're
me
not
because
practicing love, love
yeah,
and
I mean,
care for
you
all human
see, I mean,
beings?
the
Yeah,
majority of Republicans and the majority of Democrats both uh, identify as Christian. Um,
yeah,
and I mean, obviously, Christian all the way through the book as like pacifism and service and mercy and love and forgiveness and things. But there's no ambiguity in like love your neighbor as yourself or love your enemy. Like that's pretty clear messages, and they can't even love
Mm.
their fellow citizens. Like they can't even have the I don't know what pride or
Mm. Yeah.
courage to stand up for their beliefs and say, I disagree with you, but I love you anyway. Like, why is that so
Yeah.
hard? But they won't. And
Yeah.
but the
Yeah.
thing that
Definitely. It's.
surprises me the least is the police, um,
Mm.
because anybody that's been paying attention very closely, I always knew because we had foster kids growing up, and so I knew kind of the underbelly of what was going on in town. And before that, I was completely naive and had no idea. But once you kind of know, and then working in mental health, and I worked at Child Protective Services and all those different places. Um, oh shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. You're
Oh,
saying about
anyway,
the police side
you
doesn't
see a
surprise
lot
you
of
at the
bad
behavior.
things
Yeah.
that happen regarding
Mm.
that. Now, and we have some amazing cops in town too, but I've seen so many things that weren't amazing to kind of counterbalance that. But
Yeah.
if you think about what America's done for several years, is we're always the good guys, no matter what. We can go fight a war for any reason, whether it's Vietnam or Korea or Iraq a couple times, and it
Mm.
doesn't matter in the aftermath. Like we were the good guys, we kill the bad
Yeah.
guys, So
Got God on our side, isn't it? It's got God on our
right,
side.
right.
Is the thing. Yeah.
If you're not with
It's
us, you're
crazy.
against us. That's the attitude. And
Yeah.
now
Got
it's
God
citizens.
on our side.
So and they don't care who it is. Like, but why are we
Yeah.
surprised that they act different?
Which is hilarious, right? That it's like American citizens, and they're like, "No, we're still America." It's like,
Right,
but
exactly.
the majority of the
We're
people that live here are against what you're doing. They're like,
right,
"No, no, no, we're
and
still
they're
the good
right.
guys.
They're
We're
absolutely right.
this
They
this
are.
minority.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
who's
we're
running
still the good
things.
guys.
That's the message that we're
Yeah,
getting.
yeah,
And
yeah. The
at least
minority. We're still the good guys.
at
Yeah,
least we're
fighting the
talking
bad
about it,
guys.
though.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
they've
No,
done
true.
for
Yeah,
my whole life is just set the poor people against each other and made sure they were 50-50, and that's how we
yeah.
live.
Well, it's like the comment they say is in the class system sort of exists. So it's like while the lower class and the middle class fight, the upper class just walk to the bank and get the money out.
Exactly. Right.
Like just a big distraction of like
Right.
that's the reason it exists the way it is, and it's kind of and yeah, when you see it now, you're
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, well now the shift is happening, which is interesting because it's thinking about what what is going to happen, what distractions now, what are going to be the distractions to turn that back to the way it was, so that it is the middle class
Oh,
and lower class again, like oh kind of
I don't
working
think. I
out
mean, it can't be a distraction. I mean, we're on a path to destroy the planet probably within our lifetimes.
yeah
So I
yeah
mean, it
yeah
doesn't really matter what the story is at that point. If we did care, if anybody did care, what we needed to do is what the same thing we needed to do on day one after electricity was made available for a lot of people, which is to find
yeah
people who aren't insatiable consumers, people who can subsist
hmm
on relationships and art and good books and poetry and friendship and singing together or whatever, campfires and community stuff. And they don't need yachts and spaceships and whatever that is,
hmm
destroying everything in order to pay for and making people work slave wages so they can have their fun. But if you move enough
hmm
people to these places that live in balance with the earth, right? So sustainable, like wind turbines or solar energy or mini hydro. Like we've got a ton of rain in Washington. There's a million places that we could set up mini hydro on a river, have our own electricity, our own community, grow our own food, and be completely independent. So something like a war happens or something like a pandemic happens, it doesn't really change. A depression doesn't
yeah
really
because
change because
localization yeah
right, and
yeah
we're helping the environment in our local environment heal. If you're going organic or whatnot, there's a couple new programs in the U.S. that one I think a congressman started where he's starting animal rescues and letting homeless
okay
people live and work at the animal rescues, and then they're
oh
now
okay.
employed. They have a place to stay and they recover kind of as they're helping the animals recover. And
That's a great
um,
idea. Yeah.
that's something you could do with one of these sustainable communities. Um, and I mean, it's even cheaper in the long run if people stay healthier that way. You're not paying their
Mm.
medical expenses for a million years. Like we
Yeah.
have to do something different. We need smart people to figure out something better.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's time.
Yeah.
I think we missed our window.
Yeah, I think now it's kind of like that. When you look at it, you're kind of like it's gone very far one way now. And you're kind of, the only, it almost seems like everything just has to completely be destroyed to be rebuilt now, and then it's kind of like that's like a reset, hitting the reset button. Like it's not, it's never going to be, it's not going to be neat. It's not going to be clean. And like as you said, like this example of it, like protests and riots, like going from
Right.
peaceful to aggressive, and this happening. Just an example of how people are going to be dragged kicking and screaming out of that,
Right.
um, out of this way of life that we live. Um, and yeah, like the 100% on the localization thing. Like I'm thinking about that, and with isolation and with COVID-19, it's people realizing that they can, it's possible for you to kind of grow your own shit.
Right.
People that started doing that locally with me, and people are selling their own stuff from their house. Like they're selling plants, like
Right.
different things, and they've started realizing they can do that.
Right.
Um, and the kind of the thing is people turning from consumers to being producers themselves, and that I think is one of the big step in like localization. People realizing that they're like, oh shit, I can
Right.
produce, and some of
This
that's going
is
to be
here.
people I can produce to make money, and some of that is people that I can produce to sustain. Like
Right.
I can do this myself.
Right.
And that's going to be a big fear, a big worry for our way, like our culture, the way things are with consumerism, because you don't want that. So you got to pull people back in. You got to be like, okay, right, no, we need our consumers back.
Right.
So I'm interested to see what happens.
Well, it's
I don't
been
know.
so weird. Like it's been weirder than a movie, like we're seeing like all the movie stars that I grew up with, like John Cusack and stuff, are the ones that are on the front lines and saying sensible things. It's
Mm,
it's you feel like you're on some kind of weird fake timeline or something. I don't have
yeah.
to watch movies anymore because every day is just more crazy and entertaining than
Mm.
the
Well,
last.
I'm watching more movies. I think so. I'm doing the opposite.
Oh, you're avoiding? It's
Yeah.
so.
No.
I mean, I feel like I'm in a movie watching 18 screens at the same time. Like
Yeah.
as like it's Batman, and you have the whatever
Yeah.
all-seeing eye
But
thing.
monitoring everything. Yeah. Looking around everything. Yeah. It's
But that's what it's like with Twitter and live news and everyone's
mm,
perspective. It's like V for Vendetta. You've got the extreme
yeah.
like
Well, I love because I
conservative.
keep seeing the extremes, the two extremes on. Oh, can we do a sound check? 'Cause I feel like we're still synced, which is pretty cool. But
Yeah,
can you
I think
do a
we are too.
3 count
1, 2, 3, 4.
now?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. But I like it's interesting seeing the perspective, because it's always the case. No one's taking the middle path. It's always the
Yes.
arguments that are like, and it's kind of it's just tiring, and it's a waste of time. Like I'm reading Twitter, and it's kind of like back and forth of like, oh, like you idiot, like the police are protecting everyone, this and that, and then someone's like a
Right.
video like, oh, if this is protecting them, then why are they doing this? And then it's like another video of like, oh, but look at the protesters like smashing windows and doing this, and it's like,
Right.
what are you what are you both arguing? You're arguing that there are on either side of the fence, there are people who are
Right.
unempathetic to other people,
Yes.
and they are opportunists on either
Right.
side of the. Yes,
They
like
don't look at the
yes, like
behavior. They look
what
at
are
the
you
team.
arguing? Like it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like it's not. There's not a team. It's not a sport. It's not like you
Right.
can't break it down the middle like that and be like it's
But it
protesters
is.
versus the police. Like,
What
yeah, yeah,
what
yeah,
value do they have to see things clearly? What
yeah.
incentive do they have to see things rationally? On either side, they have
Mm,
none. Because if you disagree with
mm,
your crew for 1 second once, you're canceled.
mm.
You're out.
Yeah,
You don't get
you're
to.
out. Yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
racist on one end, or you
yeah,
are a fascist, anti-fascist
yeah,
somehow makes you a bad
yeah,
person, but you're
yeah.
that on the other.
I love that.
Like I don't
Seeing
know
that
how it
everyone Charlotte,
works
yeah.
exactly. There's some complicated math involved. Oh
But
my
yeah, it's
god.
just yeah. And then you're just seeing videos to support either side, and you're like, well, yes, like obviously,
Right.
there's
What
going
you're
to be obviously there are
if
going to be
if you said
like
okay, here's the theme. Humans are idiots and a
yeah,
lot of people are garbage.
yeah,
And then the
yeah,
context once with that context, almost everything they do makes sense.
yeah,
And the fact is
mm,
we do these tests on monkeys, right?
yeah,
Some monkeys will if they see another monkey that's like so they'll have a food thing, and if the monkey takes the food, the other monkey gets shocked, right? So the first
yeah,
time they take the food, they see the other monkey get shocked. There's some that won't eat it. They'll like go until they're dead without eating because they won't do anything that will harm someone else. And there's others that don't care. and
Yeah.
we're monkeys, and we have the same thing, but they're not living
We
in
do
the
the same shit.
same world. But the
Yeah.
thing that drives me crazy is none of this matters. Like it's not about any of this at the core, because
Yeah.
like at least in America we have a rot that is much deeper than politics, if you can imagine anything being grosser and more disgusting than
Yeah.
politics, but we do, and it's much grosser,
Yeah.
and it's the church. It's a place
Yeah.
that we talked about has twisted the idea of a philosophy of love into a philosophy of absolute hate. It's not even just
Yeah.
nihilism. Like, I've known sociopaths. They don't like gross things. They're not like
Mm.
perverts or anything. They just don't
Mm.
think of other people as human. They just think of them as objects. So if you want an apple, you eat it, and if you want a human, you take it. Like it doesn't matter. But it doesn't mean they like to watch people get tortured or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's these resentful Christian people that I see that love
They
to
enjoy the
revel
torture.
in
They love it.
watching.
Yeah.
Yes, they just can't get enough of it.
Mm.
And it's so disgusting and sick, and it's so antithetical to what the book's about, and I don't know how they miss it. But
Yeah.
if there's any proof that the world is full of only idiots and assholes, it's that. And it's not
Yeah.
religion that's the problem. It's not. I mean, because I love
No.
Jesus. He's in my top 5 people.
Mm.
And his philosophy is my favorite philosophy. It's the
Mm.
one I live by, not spiritually, because I don't plan on going to heaven or
Mm.
hell or any of that kind of stuff.
Mm.
But just the one that works and the one that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the blasphemy of it. It's the naked
Yeah.
hypocrisy of it, on every level. It's like there's not any ounce of soul left for them to sell. Like
Yeah.
yeah, all
Yeah.
that ranting.
Yeah, no, and it's true, and just like it's people, as I said, that have tagged themselves with like, yeah, like it never felt like that to me when people said, like I'm religious or I'm God fearing. Like I was more distrusting of people when they said that. Like it's never been to me when I hear someone like, oh, I'm Christian or I'm this and that, and I'm
Right,
never,
that's a comfort.
I'm never like, oh, I'm comforted by this. It's like the total opposite. I'm like, oh shit, you are not questioning things. I'm not sure you were, blind faith. You've got blind faith in this
Right.
group of people that you're following that are probably not practicing what they preach, and in most cases definitely aren't practicing what they preach.
But I think what you
or
see,
even preaching it sometimes.
True. I think what you see, like with the politics and stuff, is that you are paying attention to the behavior, and you see that within each group, there's people who are really good, like let's say saintly, like really they care
Mhm.
about other people, they're careful about their decisions, they don't go overboard. They'll change their mind if they see different evidence, right? Like that's probably the bulk of most groups. But every group's got their instigators or their trolls or they're just assholes too. Every group.
Mhm.
And so all the
Yeah.
groups do is they sit in a circle and they wait for one of the assholes to go up, and then they say, "Oh, hey, see, they're bad." They just wait till any
Yeah.
one of the assholes go.
Yeah.
They ignore the assholes in their own group, and this is
Yeah.
the great sin of modern times: is no group holds themselves accountable. The Democrats don't.
Yeah.
The Republicans don't. They never get to differ. There is no discourse because you have to vote in a chain because the other assholes are doing it, right? And this
Yeah.
has been happening my whole life. But to me, like that's what I
Yeah.
like. Well, we're an oligarchy; it doesn't matter, as long as you can get a
Mm.
job and survive and raise a family and whatever. The joke's
Yeah.
kind of on them. They're the ones that are
Yeah. It's so
miserable.
true. The just the arseholes within every group just acting out, but each group identifying arseholes in the other group instead of the arseholes in their own group.
Right.
Where it's like sort your own shit out, like sort
Right.
out your own camp, like.
Right.
But
Then protect them. And it
identify
makes
the
sense,
arseholes. Yeah.
because that's what gangs
Yeah.
do, and that's what
Yeah.
monkey
Yeah.
groups are. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what we are.
that's what we are.
Little
We're
gangs.
primates
That's why I think
species.
it's interesting. I think it's interesting with the SpaceX thing. It's like, oh yeah, we're traveling through space, we're going to different planets, and we might find different species. It's like, no, like what are you doing? Like, how are we ready for that? We're not civilized. Like we're not like what makes you think
We're
we're
the
anywhere
exact
near
wrong
ready?
thing. Whatever the wrong
We're
decision
yeah.
is, that's what we'll
Yeah,
do.
like exactly. Like we find a planet of this other species on. What are we gonna do? We'll shit all over them. Like, of course we will.
Right.
Like, look at us. Like,
Right.
and I think obviously I understand that there are people that are like, no, like it's almost like you think about it in terms of like a Noah's Ark comes and it's like they pick a few, who's gonna go
Right.
on the ark, and you're like, well, there's gonna be very few humans, very few, like
6 people.
maybe even none of us. 6 people go on the ark. Maybe they
probably
can
what it
determine
is.
that they might actually. So I was thinking about it in terms of like NASA. I was talking to Olivia about it, like
Ah,
NASA training, like how they train that people, what sort of training they put people through to get them in the good mindset and like, get their emotion, like, testing for like emotional intelligence and everything, and making sure like they're the optimal human being in order to do the job they're doing because it's high stress, terrifying. I can't even imagine like being on that ship when it's launching. I'd be like, I'd just fall apart.
Oh, really?
But well, I like to think I wouldn't, but at the same time, I'm like probably would.
Right.
But I'm like, imagine that training. Imagine the whole world like trained like that, and I'm like, but would that would that make a difference? Like if the people in the protest and the people on the front line in terms of the police were trained in the same way that people at NASA are trained to, in terms of and I don't know how they're trained, but and then
Right.
but at the same time I was like, would they just do exactly the same? Like I don't know.
I
Like,
don't know
it's
what
not.
you've heard, but I've heard that a lot of astronauts are assholes.
Yeah.
I used to live in a neighborhood, bad neighborhood, a lot of
Yeah.
astronauts. Just
Yeah.
like that. No,
I was just gonna say.
there's not a lot of
Yeah.
astronauts anywhere.
I know.
There'd be a lot of astronauts.
Kentucky, just
Oh,
it's
that's
full of
true.
astronauts.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Oh, the bluegrass.
astronauts. If you think about it, astronauts is not that close from assholes. Like the word
That's true.
astronaut. Yeah,
Right. It's sort of like
yeah,
sounds like a porn movie. So if
yeah.
you were if you were making a porn movie about the space program, would you prefer let's see, Apollo 69 or
Ooh.
the white stuff? Now I want you to
The white. Isn't the white stuff like a campaign for like a marketing for some kind of milk? In fact, that's a milk. That's in like that's milk in the
okay,
UK. There's a company.
The movie's the right stuff. I didn't have
Okay.
I didn't have a plan for the joke.
Okay, you
I tried
just
to think of as
went
many.
straight in.
That was the closest I could come.
Okay. Whoa, closest you could come, white
It
stuff.
was the white stuff. Oh man.
And we're live. Welcome to
I'm
the
out.
show.
I've been outed now as a masturbator. And that's
I
so
think
good because look what happened to Louis C.K.
no, and I'm going to tell Kellogg's, who was an avid anti-masturbation campaigner, I'm going to buy you some Kellogg's cornflakes.
Hey, wasn't he an Adventist? My wife's an Adventist.
Yes.
Well, I mean, she was.
Well, he was. Yeah, I know there were talks of him. Wow, the camera's like on me now for some reason. But there were talks. Oh, yeah, that's why.
I'm doing a little face-to-face
selfie
sort of thing. Interesting.
FaceTime.
No, I'm doing
yeah,
back and forth. Now we're looking at you.
Yeah, so apparently he was all like, let's put acid on people's clits so that they lose sensitivity.
What?
Because obviously masturbation is wrong. Yeah, apparently that was Kellogg's.
Oh my god.
And everyone's eating his cornflakes innocently. Like, oh, we love your cornflakes, Kellogg's. And he's like, yep, well, I'm hoping it'll stop you from masturbating. But I don't know if that was successful.
Here's a clip from Schindler's List, everyone.
Oh, your audio's going. No! Like I told the secret I shouldn't have told about Kellogg's, and now it's the fib. The FBI are on us. Goodbye.
And scene. That was beautiful in its way.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can't hear me? Hello?
Oh, it's cracking up. Let me leave. Can you re-invite me? I'm gonna leave.
Yep.
Re-invite me to session.
I'm cracking up too. It's the FBI. they've tapped into our live stream. They probably will, right? Like YouTube, Facebook. They're on to us. Oh shit. I can't do anything right. Okay. I wish you guys could see what I'm seeing right now. It's just a hellish hellscape of hell.
Hello?
There he is.
I'm gonna try and sit in a position where
1,
I'm
2, 3, 4.
now.
Good.
Okay.
Welcome.
Everything's all messed up now.
You just get yourself comfortable, and I'll talk a little bit about life and why we have problems. Okay, here's one. This is a sensitive topic.
Yeah,
Drew Brees. You know Drew Brees? He did a dumb thing.
Is that a person or some?
He's a
quarterback,
NFL. We have, dumb football where you don't actually do foot.
Oh, don't like the majority of football players murder people and just get away with it. I know about American football.
It's not the majority. It's not actually.
Okay, sorry.
This is actually one of the things. Like, athletics is one thing that America does right, and let me tell you about this.
Okay.
It takes a lot of. I mean, there's.
You're all over your chair, in my experience.
I am. I'm not in mine. I'm good.
Your back is like broken over your chair. Okay. Cool.
Well, just so you can be comfortable, I'm gonna realign.
Yeah, I would feel because it was very uncomfortable watching you just like bend. Oh,
Now
okay.
I'm
No, it's done the
backwards.
same thing again. And wow.
How about
Yeah,
now?
that's not any more comfortable. That's terrifying.
Okay. Shit.
Now you're. Oh,
The stream is fine, so you shouldn't worry about it. This is all in your head.
okay,
Okay,
all right,
great,
fine.
Mira.
I just won't look at you because it's fucking. I'll have to send you a picture of what I'm seeing right now, but it's
Don't look at me, all right?
terrifying. I can't look at you.
Why does athletics seem to make good men out of people? Doesn't always, right? You brought up the murdering, but by and large, we have.
The murdering, like it's. He brought up the murdering, like it's
Okay.
a so casual
We
thing.
just had this conversation. Like, okay, here is the bell curve of all the players in the NFL, right? You're gonna have 2% murderers,
Mhm.
just
Oh,
like
of
any
course.
other group.
Yeah,
I know it's not that high, but
yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's anecdotal to point out like one thing, and then say that that's
I know.
indicative of something. So
I know. I'm
anyway,
just being anecdotal
what I'm
intentionally.
saying is that the reason athletics turns people into good people is because it requires a great deal of discipline. It has a great incentive, right? I mean, obviously, people
Mhm.
can get paid a lot of money if they're really good and all that kind of stuff, or sports, or you get the girls, or all that kind of stuff. So there's incentive for sports, but you have to get disciplined. Like I've never probably hurt as much as an elite athlete does 5 days a week when they're training, right? Or get
Yeah.
like they can only eat one thing for a month, or like all these things. And I mean, I think anybody that is that disciplined, that probably has to come in handy in other ways, like I don't know what exactly, but
Yeah.
if you get used
Yeah.
to
Yeah. And definitely,
not
you can
indulging in
definitely
your
put those skills towards something else. Yeah.
right. So I do think athletics is one thing we do well, and I think in general, like entertainment, we do pretty well. I don't like the idea that we then expect our athletes and entertainers to be like celebrities and then like leaders as well. Like I don't think that's really fair, and I don't know why they would be especially qualified to do that when they have to work so hard on their livelihood. I mean, like a lot of people,
Yeah.
something like Peyton Manning, like he's studies football when he played. That's what you do in the off season. He studies football, and then in the on season he plays
Yeah.
football. Like so, it's not like they have a ton of time to do other
Yeah.
things. Why do we expect them to have all the answers? But
No, it's
evolution
true.
is the reason, as always.
Yeah. Yeah. I
What
did.
would you?
I think I just changed the camera by
Yeah.
accident. Yeah. I bet.
Now it's in my first person view, so you can know what I'm looking at.
Okay. What are you looking at?
Mhm.
I can't even see it. Zooming in
I was.
on my knee, on my little knee there.
Well,
Hey, you want to get a look at this?
I don't
Wanna
know
get
a lot
look at
about
this?
knee size, but I'm just, you know what they say about the size of a man's knee, how it relates to
Yeah.
how big the rest of his
Fine.
leg is.
Yeah, I imagine it does.
That's what they say. It's
Some
old
evidence
saying.
of that.
They said it
Okay.
in the old country,
Classic.
not in the new one.
It's funny because
So much.
my view of you, this is so fucking
It's
weird. You're like all
again. I'm
twisted
excited
and
about seeing it later.
bent.
That's
Yeah, well, I'm not recording yet. I should record, but I've just taken pictures. Let me record, so I've got some evidence that
Ooh,
of
I
what's
like. Can you
happening.
see my face when I do this? Ooh, that smells terrible.
I'm on the wrong camera again now. I need to go back on you. There
Oh,
you go.
there we go.
Okay. Ooh, I'm in a bit of a weird position as well. Different camera.
What's
Yeah,
on
your
the
chin is
agenda
like
for
in
you
your neck.
today?
Well, I'm going to be doing some 3D modeling later. For me, a big thing now is looking for work that has the coins that come with it. You know, those coins
Yep.
people give you
I
when you do
know.
stuff, and they're like, "Here's a coin," and you're like, "Oh, I'll put that in my bank."
Yep.
And then,
I've heard of that.
you know, so a bit of the coin work if
Yeah.
possible. But I'm brushing up CV and stuff and creating portfolio for stuff. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to use one of our
Yes.
videos
Good.
from in here as a portfolio to be like, look at this set.
This happened.
Yeah,
Live
so
stream.
live
On
stream, yeah,
current
boom.
events.
So yeah, but so it's not like and I think that's the thing that I'm thinking about as well because I think before with I wonder. I don't know what you're like with job interviews. So we're taking a massive shift of topic right now.
Sure.
But with interviews and things like that, like people being nervous in interviews. Like I used to be super nervous. Like I still get nervous, like going to
Right.
interviews, but once like it kind of washes away pretty quickly once I start talking and
Yeah.
getting into things. And I think because I'm more in that mindset now of I want to work for people that I want to be able to be myself and work in the way that I work and advertise that to the employer. And then if they're like, oh no, then I'm like, okay, good. We've got like we've both realized that this isn't going to work out. But
Right.
that's more of my mindset now. So
Oh,
in the
right.
same way, like if I'm working on so like if I'm working on a portfolio or a CV or like you've kind of got that. Oh, I want to make myself look good. Or I want to make myself look like this to a potential employer. Whereas now I'm more like that's why I'm gonna like when I'm blendering, I'm just gonna live stream and do stuff, and then
Yeah.
pretend like I've had a couple people like someone message me about helping them with a project, just
Right,
from
that's cool.
seeing me like stream using Blender.
Yeah.
So I'm more kind of like I just need to be visible and just be like, hey, this is me. This is how I work.
Mm-hmm.
This is my style. These are my strengths. These are my weaknesses potentially. Like if you want to because there are things that projects that people maybe want me to work on that I would be like, no, like you know what I mean, like I'm not interested in that. And it's kind of it's maintaining that mindset of not being too picky about the jobs you go on, but at the same time not accepting anything that's going to make you uncomfortable to do, or you're going to it's
Right.
not going to be something
You wouldn't like
going to enjoy doing,
do
whatever.
a contract for Satan for like 666 euros.
I don't know. Euro is pretty good exchange rate. But no, with Brexit, yeah.
I think it's sad that you're
If
discovered that Satan is actually European. I mean,
yeah, I think
that's the
so.
kind
Oh,
of
well, he's
money
gonna be, isn't he?
he uses,
He's got to be.
which is it's a surprise for me
Um,
because I thought, I mean, I knew I pegged. I didn't mean Satan. I meant the Antichrist. Sorry,
okay, all right.
it's confusing.
But I'm gonna have to
I'm
show
sure
you
they
video of
monitored
how you're
that word.
sitting on that seat.
So if they weren't watching us now before, they're probably watching us now.
Who monitors that word and what word? Satan.
The FBI. Yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
monitor Antichrist. I'm sure that has to be a keyword. It is in all the movies.
Okay. Okay. So, well, that's one way to get attention on the platform, even if it is them watching. Like,
This is true.
just
And
keep saying
if you're
it's
a
in the
new
keyword.
watcher,
Yeah, if you're
I'm,
new watching.
oops,
Yeah,
I'm breaking things.
that's
I don't even know where I am in
yeah.
my
Well,
remote anymore. My poor cat
your body's
has nowhere to
your
stay.
body's broken right now for me. Yeah. Oh, but no, it'd be
Well,
interesting to see.
I don't know
We
where
haven't
the
tried. I
thing
mean,
is.
we should try while we're here. We should try play
Oh,
a
good
clip
point.
from your just that way we can see if it actually
Right.
turn the camera around and see if it actually shows on the stream. Are you streaming now? Nope,
I
he's
don't know.
gone.
My thing disappeared. Can you hear me still? Oh, that works.
I can hear
Okay, I
you.
got it back.
Papa, can you
Okay, I can
hear
see.
me? I am inside you right now. Let me move over.
Whoa, that's not permissible.
Mm, okay. Camera for
Impermissible.
me is
Oh, my mesh is
on the
not in.
set, but
Whoa, why? Why? Why is
smooth.
it?
This is running.
You don't think my head's pointy, do you? Sometimes I feel self-conscious, but
It
I'm like, nah, looks fine.
is a little bit, but
A
like
little bit.
you could put a hat on,
5 head.
maybe.
That's cool. I can't see you. You're not tall enough. Reach your hands up for me.
Um.
Oh, we're not streaming anymore, by the way. Okay, now we are. Stream number?
Okay.
No, we're not connected. And...
Okay.
Oh, no, it says it's working. We'll see. Friends
Okay.
forever, we're together. Okay. And
The
action.
theme. The theme song.
Okay.
I can see it. I can visibly see it.
Okay.
Is there music playing at this point?
You can't hear it? Oh, crap.
No, I can see it. I can't hear it.
Oh, man. That's not good. I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah.
There's no, like, speakers or anything.
Well, I mean, just see if you can hear it on the stream. I mean, I know it pretty much back to front now anyway. So.
That's true. Good point. And I'm gonna assume. Let's assume this time that the viewers also have watched and there's listened an exhaustive amount of times.
Yeah.
Because then it'll be easier to talk about.
Yeah.
So the price of entry. This time, I kind of want you to talk about what do you think Schindler's mindset was at this moment.
Well, I think money. My
Sure.
man on my money, my money on my man. Yeah, I think we've like I think more than anything it's a test to make sure the video is running they can see it on the stream. But yeah, no, I definitely stick with that. That he's not, he's not. Whoa, the camera's in my head right now, apparently. But yeah. What are you doing? Give me that.
It's all working
Can I
for me.
take
Don't.
that?
Oh no! You're recording somehow. Whoa!
Oh yeah, I'm getting some difficulty with the stream right now.
I'm still streaming, but I don't know what's happening. I've got really pretty eyes and amazingly nice nipples. The shaving seems dangerous. That would have to happen here. Are you still with me?
Yeah, you're just cracking up. The audio's breaking up.
Oh, I can hear myself. What if that's
Right.
the
I
real
think I need
me and I'm the game?
to. Right, I've got to. I think you need to kick me and bring me back in. Kick me and invite me back in.
All right. They always say that. Kick me and invite me back in. I've heard that before. Oh, that's stupid. Oh, sorry, guys. I misplaced my selfie cam, and I also
Okay,
got it.
I
Don't get it
am
twisted.
back. Don't get it twisted, sister.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm back, and I'm
Hi.
on the spot.
Um,
Apparently.
what is even that? Oh, this is the selfie. Yeah. Okay. If you just joined us, we don't know what we're doing, so leave us alone. I mean, we didn't ask you to come here anyway.
Yeah, get the fuck out of it.
Private moment they were trying to have between two
Private,
grown hetero
private
men.
video.
And, you don't get a lot
Yeah.
of chances to have that in this modern life. So,
You don't.
give us
You're
a
right.
break, will you?
Get-
Thank you.
Get out of here.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay. Get out
Right.
of here.
Right. Let's test the sync. Right. Do a 1, 2, 3. I think we're out of sync.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now.
Yeah, we're a second off. Let me try resyncing. I am waiting for Vinci. Are you back?
Okay. Try
1,
again. Yeah, I'm back.
2, 3.
Now.
4. Good. Only a second. That's good from the distance. In case the FBI doesn't know, we have one person from overseas in here and one person from the States. But
yeah.
And
we're gonna. I'm fucking with the camera angles right now. I apologize.
Yeah.
I can see my hands.
Oh,
I can see my hands from here.
On the stream, it's just you waving your hands like an idiot, and me looking at you.
Oh, okay. All right. I've got a different camera angle on mine.
But it's cool. Show me those fingers,
I can even put them together. You got some
juicy links.
You got some party fingers.
I just want to pour maple syrup all over them. Syrup. I don't ever say it that way unless I'm making a joke.
Yeah? Syrup. Maple syrup.
Maple syrup.
I do like maple syrup. It's one of my favorite things. Well, no, that's a big statement to make. It's definitely not one of my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite sausages.
Raindrops on roses. Okay.
Playing with the fingers. Oh, I just got teleported back. Something weird happened.
Something weird's happening. Should we go back to the future? What are we doing? Are we testing something?
I don't know. Well, we were going to test this video to see if it actually runs on the stream. So, if you want to... I can't see it. I can't hear it. You made a sound just as he pulled the money out of his pocket, and I thought it was the sound of the money ruffling. Ruffling. Does money ruffle when you... I don't know. I've never had any.
If it gets cold enough. Okay. We're trying
Here,
to.
do you know what that man is?
I don't know.
No audio for me. Let me close this little camera
Oh, wait.
thing I've
Okay.
got going on right
Be
now.
quiet for a second. Sorry. Not in a mean way. Just technically be quiet. Streaming, the audio is. This has got to be a really confusing show to watch. Well, guess what? If you don't know, then it's because you're on the outside and we're in the inside group. So I guess you'll just have to continue to not know. Tough.
Yep. Tough
That
it
is
is.
tough. Okay. And the next video.
Yes, sir.
Bring them over around the drinks.
We could do. No, it's the worst
Sir,
film to do that to.
who
Wasn't
shall I say
Say-
today
it?
from?
Do like a bad dubbing. Schindler's List.
You can say they are from me.
Why would you make that a comedy? Like what? Of all the movies you could do, like what do we do next? What do we do
Bad
next?
dubbing. Nope.
Bad dubbing, Passion of the Christ,
Yeah, I'm thinking that's
Shawshank
not good.
Redemption.
Oh, well, that could be good in parts.
Yeah,
I mean, that movie
Yeah.
has had a sense of humor, and it's Stephen King. Like, he's dark.
yeah. And also, it's not about the Holocaust.
Yes.
So
Right.
maybe not a bad dubbing of a Holocaust movie.
I think that's.
Oh,
just-
that was something I used to do when I was younger. Me and my sister used to do that.
it's
We
bad
used to
dub.
just do bad, not bad dub of Holocaust movies. Luckily, but
Well,
we'd do like
we
bad
didn't.
dubbings of yeah, we do bad like we'd mute the TV, so you'd just be watching the TV, and we just randomly just stay up, mute the TV, and then just start throwing our own voiceover on top of what we thought the people were saying, just ad lib it.
That's cool. Just whatever you
That
can
was
think of.
always funny. Yeah, that was always funny to do.
That's cool. Okay, next video.
From the gentleman.
Where?
Holding a bottle like that.
They know him? Find out who he is.
It's like
Oh,
I
yeah.
can re-Spielberg this.
Oh wow.
You know, I could also take a Van Gogh painting and spruce it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just spruce up.
You know, make it a little more cheery.
Spruce up.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
he seemed a little down.
He did.
System of the
From
Down.
what I heard. System.
What I want to talk about
what we
here
listened
is
to all the
what
time.
is he really doing though? He's breaking in to a system. He's breaking into a system of power and control, and the entry fee
Mhm.
is money and a pin.
Money and a pin.
And it always is.
As is
The
the entry
pin
fee.
is expensive. You
Mhm.
think it's not, right? But you buy it with great pain. I'm foreshadowing our next episode, guys.
Oh, here we go.
What do
Here
you
we
buy
go.
with great pain? I don't know.
Mm,
It might be something that fits
yeah.
on one of these.
One
We'll
of
have to wait and
these.
see. Okay.
Uh,
Next clip.
What you doing? Stay here.
His head's cut off for me now. We're just cutting out. What we've done, we've thought
you
with this
doing?
scene, we removed
leave a
the
woman alone
emotions
at the table
from
in
their
a place
faces,
like this?
so you can just see it, you know, raw,
Sweetheart, you're the picture of loneliness.
the crush perspective.
Lovely fragrance, you're breaking my heart. An extra chair, please.
Vodka for my friend. For the lady. No.
Oh,
What I want to highlight, and I suck at doing this, but what I want people to highlight is the sheer cynicism and like manipulation and like this is to me like just darkness on darkness on darkness of a man's soul. It doesn't look like that to other people, I don't think, but to me, like he is selling his soul to the devil right now. Does he not know that?
yeah. Yeah, he seems unaware.
Or is it just like he's like cynical
fully
and
unaware.
he thinks like this is what we do, so the winners are the ones that get stuff and the losers are the ones that don't.
Yeah. I think that's where he's at. That's where his head's at.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know why it's cutting off. Is the screen through the ceiling? Is that why?
Yes, I don't. How do you place things in here? Like, there's
How
no
does one place?
snapping.
I can move it roughly into place, but I don't think it will happen on your screen because we've
Right.
worked out that doesn't seem to work.
I tried to get it right a lot of times. It didn't look like this, and then it did after I saved it. So I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to just tinker until I get over.
Drink with us! Come to us! Marry us!
Der ganze Cluster Süßholz ein Taler, nen Taler, nen Taler. Der ganze Cluster Süßholz ein Taler, nen Taler.
I'll tell you what I leave like.
Oh,
Okay.
I can hear you better now, but I can't hear the screen. Can't hear the screen.
Right. I know. I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but that's a good thing to know. To note.
It's a good test. We've been doing a lot of tests. I wonder if this show is just going to be a
It's
test,
just a test. It's
like the whole thing.
eternally
Welcome to
alpha.
the test show.
Well, isn't that what
Yeah.
people do now? Like that's what all the jobs.
Oh, everything's just fucking
are.
pre-alpha, isn't it? Like
Pre-alpha, and then you.
this is
you
our
get a lot or you
pre-alpha.
disintegrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. Hey, let's go
I
back.
feel like yeah,
Let's go head back
it's
to
a
our
comfort
chair
blanket for developers.
for a minute, and let's resync as well because I think we're off.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
Now.
4. Good. Okay, we're back in the saddle.
Oh, and you're finally in your chair.
Oh, but for me, I'm standing on my chair, but I'm gonna keep it that way just so you
Oh,
don't
okay.
have to deal with it. Let's
Finally looks normal to me.
maybe if I grab, maybe if I
I'm gonna
puppet
stop. I've been
myself-
recording this entire time. Let me stop now.
No, I can't puppet my. Do I look
Okay.
gross? Do I look messed up
Just
now?
to test it. Ooh. All right.
Okay.
So, okay. Well, interesting to test then on the stream. See if that video actually played. If they had audio. If both of us were speaking.
Oh yeah, my.
It's
stream is
crazy
recording
that
too.
I can visibly see an army of cameras in this room right now, and one of them is like like on my head, just like in my face.
That's
Um,
weird. have
because
no
I think
idea how to
they've
clear
just
the cache.
I don't know. I feel like they're just moving forward slowly. Like these seem to be moving forward.
Oh,
Kind of
and then it
intimidating.
duplicates or something.
Kind of imagine doing this in real life with all these cameras on you.
I do feel like it's too late for this show. This show would have been 3 years ago.
But
Maybe we should switch it to like a current event show and get all these horrible clips that we have to deal with and just decompress about them or something. Like,
yeah. Well, I was thinking that when I was talking about the clip, like the clip that I saw today of the police pushing that guy over. I
right.
was thinking about like just having
Analyzing
something
it.
like that and talking about it, analyzing it, looking at what we see.
I like that.
But then yeah. I mean, I think it's a good idea. We just kind of entering an interesting territory there. But I mean, it kind of helps provide more value if it's something that's sort of current, what's happening. Hard thing is you've got to stay sort of. It's difficult to stay objective in terms of what content you're creating because obviously there are people framing these things
Oh.
in certain ways.
You know
Sometimes
how
as
I
well, so-
know I'm right? Both sides hate me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good way to know when you're right.
It's so hilarious over
Um,
here because I'll be talking with somebody, and if I disagree with them on something, on a first cause, valid, logical reason that I have that I may be wrong, but I disagree, I'm
Yeah.
automatically, oh, you like Trump? Or, oh, you're a Democrat?
Yeah,
You're a
Oh, yeah.
libtard?
yeah. It's
No,
those
I
defenses.
wish
I mean,
could go back to my cave that I lived in before you guys forgot how to like each other.
yeah, yeah. Oh, you're one of those. You're one of those cave dwellers.
Yes.
Is that what you are?
I live outside of time. Philosophers live outside of time. We don't live in it. We don't get caught up in
Yeah.
fads. We're in the business of our lives. And we're in the business of examining our lives. That's what we do.
Yeah,
and that's-
I don't know time. I've tried to. I'm terrible with time.
Yeah. Well, I just mean like even generations and stuff. Like I didn't fit in ever, obviously, because I went to that crazy religious school where
Yeah.
we had to wear uniforms and stuff, so it wasn't like fads was a thing when we all have to wear, suits and ties and crap. So.
Yeah.
But
Saying, oh, you're cutting out again. Your audio's going crackling for me again, so
Okay.
that's not good.
let's see if
let me-
resyncing helps. If it doesn't, I don't know.
Are you
1,
syncing? Am I
2,
syncing?
3, 4.
Now. You're still crackling. Let me reset myself.
All right.
Try again. Speak again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, but they're still crackling.
crackling.
So I think I feel like I've got to leave. Let me try and cut out those one more time.
All right.
I hear.
I can see it.
Hello.
You're on the ground doing some weird carpet humping. Are you a carpet humper? I knew it, dirty carpet humper. Yes, that's a beautiful plant. Is that a succulent? Because it looks succulent to me. Succulent. Hey, succulent. Succulent, succulent, succulent. Succulent. I don't know what happened. Maybe I should switch to peer to peer. Or maybe I forgot DMZ.
Okay, right. So it's working now. It didn't
1,
work the first invite for
2,
some reason.
3, 4.
Now.
Wow, we're still streaming.
Are we?
Did we say terrible things yet?
Yeah, I think probably. There's probably a few terrible things. There's some inappropriate jokes made about Schindler's List, probably.
Oh, crap. That was mostly you, so that's all right.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, that's just my reputation.
Oh.
Oh, no. In fact, I would say the opposite. I was saying how we shouldn't badly dub Schindler's List. That is one to avoid, is what is all I was saying.
In your way.
Yeah, we're all heroes, aren't we? Really?
Yes.
Fact.
Anti-heroes. I think if the world took the baseline thing, like we are dangerously stupid, like that was our baseline. We all agreed that we're all dangerously stupid, and we need to be really careful.
Well, isn't this is where we're going with artificial intelligence? Isn't this the point? Isn't this what people are working on creating these machines because they're like, humans are dangerously stupid. Like how, like I mean, we're programming these machines, but we need something that's going to be able to learn itself. Because if it's anything like us, then it's just going to be dangerously stupid machine. So we can't have a machine that we program because then we just program them to be dangerously stupid as well. So it's like we need to be policed by an artificial intelligence that will probably just go like, hey, these things are stupid.
And has worked better in the past. Non-male. Because evolution went down 2 lines, male and female for species, and the females are just less violent and less destructive. And I think if we gave them a shot, like it might be their turn. And you know they're a diverse group.
Yeah, in general, but
there's females of all kinds of races. Like every race I could think of has females.
Yeah.
And almost every religion.
Yeah, I know, right? How weird's that?
And almost every
yeah.
Boys and
so what we're saying really is that the women need to run the world essentially to.
Well, duh. Did you know that 75% of violent crime is done by men aged like 17 to 25? Like, if we could just take that demographic,
but I could have guessed,
and we give them an island to like just be awful, and then we'll live in peace and harmony.
And you mean like what happened with Australia, and now when people visit Australia, they never want to leave because it's
like the nicest
an awesome country to live in.
I've heard that. But I'm terrified of large spiders and any kind of reptiles and surfing. So nothing scares me.
I think maybe we just need as well, like women should run the world, but also maybe we just need a big enough predator that's going to threaten us.
That's true.
Keeps us on our toes.
The Watchmen ending.
I mean, COVID kind of did that. Yeah.
I wish it did.
Yeah.
And over here it was like, hey, now I want to make out with strangers. Thanks a lot, government, for not letting me stick my tongue in a stranger's mouth. Yeah, it didn't work. We didn't come together this time.
Huh?
We came apart.
Okay.
At the seams. Yeah.
We came apart at the seams with COVID-19s. Add the S on the end, make it rhyme.
Teens.
Teens.
Slap. That's what a clap sounds like.
Yeah.
Sounds exactly like that. And if you disagree, then you're wrong. Because I'm sitting in
And
this
you're an
chair,
asshole.
and you're not.
Or you're sitting, you're not. I'm not. I can't even look at you. You're not sitting on the chair in my experience at all. You're like it's bent over the back of it. Like
Your
it doesn't make any
experience
sense.
is fake news.
Probably. Who knows? Who knows? The Who Knows show. Not me. Wish I did. Fucked if I know. But
That's what I'm gonna name a dinosaur if I ever discover one. Fucked if I know.
fucked
Hope
if,
it has horns.
if I know. It's a rare rhino, isn't it?
Yeah.
Discovered this rare breed of rhino. Fucked. What are you gonna name it? Fucked if I know.
Fucked if I know.
Perfect.
It's perfect.
Oh, yeah. So, did you check if the video is working, or are we still streaming?
Yeah, it was working. I don't know if the stream is actually going, but this is like our second 20 minutes stream, so we should get some good evidence. Not evidence.
Yeah. What are you trying? You trying to set? I think somebody's trying to set me up.
He's on to us. Beam me out.
Who's behind there? Who's behind the curtain? Who's?
Oh no!
Come here.
I don't want to be here. I wish that I was somewhere else. I wasn't here.
Right, I've got to do this as a puppet because it's easier.
I wish that someone could just take me away. Weird. I can see the outline. Of
Oh,
the front of the
what
camera.
is this?
Oh, the camera's supposed to be.
What is this weird dance?
What are you? Oh, that's beautiful. Wait, let me get this. I don't want to miss. I don't want to miss a minute of it.
Yeah, we all just get along.
Oh, you had to go there. Yeah, we screwed that up.
Can I not like
That was
throw you
like-
out of the
that was like
chair?
a
I'm trying to throw you out of the
28th
chair.
chance to not be horrible. You can't pull me out of the chair, but I can get out of the chair of my own volition. Whoa.
Oh wow, my right controller is vibrating like crazy. I don't know why.
Hey, we got like some weird crazy cam thing going. Can you guys see this on the stream? Here's my puppet. Whoa. What's on the stream now? Oh, I am. Okay.
I don't know what's happening because experiences aren't synced up. Like to me, you could be somewhere else.
Right. I can see the UI. Hide UI. There we go. Okay.
The nose is going
Tell
into
us-
the camera.
What was the most painful experience you've ever had? Don't answer that. That's a terrible thing to put someone on the spot and say during a live stream. I was trying to think of like the worst.
Why would you? Why?
thing
Why?
I could
Why
say.
would you? Why'd you say that? I'm trying to be more positive in life, and you're sitting here like, you know, what's the worst thing that could happen right now? And I'm like, what do you mean?
No, not the worst
What's
thing that
gonna
could
happen?
happen. I meant like I was wondering if the most painful experience you've had in your life was physical or emotional. How about that? If you had to switch, like so, let's think of the most physical pain you've ever been in, and the most emotional pain you've ever been in, and then tell me which one hurt more.
You know, I'm a white middle class village kid, so I mean, you know, it's life's never been so
Basically.
hard.
Okay, so
You know.
but emotional pain comes in a lot of ways. Who's the youngest Kardashian? She has depression. She cries at night. I mean,
Yeah. No, I know, and like I'm not being serious with that comment because it's all relative. It's one of those things that's relative to, like, it doesn't mean that your pain is not valid because you're like, oh, I'm much more privileged. I live in a more privileged situation. My pain isn't valid. Like
Right. It's not very
I
good
watch
for
a lot. I've
humans
said
to
about
do.
watching a lot of Gary V. Yeah, I watch a lot of Gary V stuff, and he was like, knows a lot of people that are entrepreneurs that make millions, and they're the most unhappy
Oh, absolutely.
emotionally.
Yeah.
And also people that have inherited a lot of money and they're just unhappy because they can never stand up on their own because everyone thinks their achievements are just as a result of their inheritance.
Right.
Being in that situation. So yeah, it's not that everyone's pain is valid. I think that's what we talked about before. This big problem with like depression and things like that. People are like, I have no reason to be depressed, so I shouldn't be depressed. and then
Right.
that just adds
We
to it
all
even
have
more. 'Cause it's like, what
excellent
do you mean?
reasons to be depressed. Look at the world. I mean, watch the news for one night. Like, and physiologically, we're not built for this. We're not built to understand that, like objectively, there are humans all over the world, and we disagree on stuff, and people hate each other, and then we might blow up. Like, this is not normal. So depression
Yeah.
is a perfectly valid reaction to that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then it's figuring out how to cope
It
the
is.
best way you can. But you never answered the question. I just want to know,
Okay.
physical or emotional? If you had to go back through the experience again.
Oh,
which one?
sorry. I'm trying to think. I can't pinpoint one
Even-
down right now, to be
even, like, the
honest.
most physical pain,
I
like
was
your-
pretty accident prone as a kid, but I never really had
You never broke a
like it was
bone or
crazy
anything?
like how accident prone I was.
Hmm.
I fractured like my wrist. I fractured my wrist before.
Didn't hurt that bad?
Trying to think. Do you know what? I had something that was like just seemingly not that bad that was quite a lot of pain. But again, it's relative. So, but to me, it was quite a lot of pain, which was I got these. I got like bitten on my leg like one summer, like down by my ankles,
Really?
and the bites went black, and my feet swelled up,
Oh my gosh.
like cellulitis in my feet and ankle.
Yeah. that's awful.
And I didn't know what it was. And I remember going to the nurse about it, and she was like, "Oh my god!" when she saw it.
Yeah,
like-
it's like blood
and I was like,
poisoning.
"That's a great
You-
response from a nurse."
You can die.
Yeah, but it was like my feet were swollen up, my ankles were swollen up, and it
Ugh.
was to get up to stand vertical. So to go from lying down to stand vertical, when the blood rushed to it, it was like daggers down my
Oh my
legs. So that's
gosh,
probably
that's
one of the worst physical pains. It was just really bad,
How much
and I didn't
money
know
would
what it was
take
that bit me.
for you to say you'd go through that again?
Right now,
Oh,
$4. $4.
dang it.
What you got? What you got? What you got on you? What you got on you? What do you got?
I ask the worst questions. Ah.
Yeah. No. I wouldn't. Like, I wouldn't. It's not one of those things I'd trade for money. I wouldn't be like, yeah. What do you got? Like,
Well, $1 million bucks though.
oh.
Start to think about it. Like, what?
well, I mean, it
what level
depends.
of pain would you-
Are you offering that? Are you offering?
I know. No, if I had $1 million, I'd just give it to you. I wouldn't
Okay.
want you to do some sadistic pain Olympics.
Well, maybe the
That's-
church would, because we talked about them loving torture. So maybe I should speak to the
True.
church.
Oh,
much-
we're
Too much
really...
pain. Too much pain they want me to
That's
go
what we
through.
did. I
to
said horrible
'cause
things
I'm not-
about the church, probably. That's what I did.
church, yeah,
That's
probably while
blasphemy.
streaming. But I
Well,
mean,
who's your favorite
but
blasphemer?
it would be interesting. Who's my favorite blasphemer?
Mine's Isaac
Probably, yeah. I like Richard Dawkins.
Oh, okay, yeah, he would qualify.
Yeah, when he's like, "Science, bitch," when people are,
He makes that face. Yeah.
yeah, science.
Dickie
bitch.
D.
No, I'm a big, yeah. But no, it's interesting that you say about that. Like, how much money would you accept to go through like the most pain you've ever had, physical or emotional?
Mhm.
It's interesting to think whether people would be more likely to say yes to the physical or to the emotional, and also to kind of realize that there are probably people that do that. There are probably people that do that with money. Like, okay, in fact, there are game shows dedicated to that kind of stuff.
Is there? That's horrifying.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you think about kind of to a degree, like the kind of "I'm a celebrity, get me out of here" challenges in the UK, where they have to like be in a box with spiders for X amount of time when they're terrified of spiders, whatever,
I've
to
never,
to win the show.
never watched any reality TV shows.
No?
Yeah,
Well, you're not missing that.
those kind of things.
Pretty mind numbing.
kind
Pretty
of
they just eat away at your brain cells,
Mm.
and then you're like, oh,
I get
TV.
enough reality from reality.
Mm.
More than I want a lot of the time. So, if you walk forward a
with
little
the
bit, it'll look
side
like you're
angle.
walking down the street of New York City. I don't know, that's probably not New York City. What city is that?
I'm walking here.
This is an excellent set, by the way. I really like this. It's good for lots
Yeah,
of
the
things.
quality of this picture, this image at the back is quite low. Actually, I'd rather that be a bit bigger,
Yeah,
but
but it
it's
needs
'cause I
to
put it on
be.
as UV.
It matches the quality of our avatars and the general.
The quality of our
acting
and these
quality
avatars are
of
good, but
our
it does yeah, matches the quality of our character.
Yes.
Low.
Stay here. Everything's gonna be fine. Oh, do you know what my guy's name is? It's Eborp Lana, which is anal probe spelled backwards.
That's
Uh,
very clever. You're like a a serial killer. That's your thing. You leave that at the scene of the crime. Like, who is this? Who did this? Who committed this crime? And you've just written that on a mirror.
Anal probe. What was the cause of death? Oh, then the guy in the corner's puking his guts out. He's like, "You don't want to know."
You don't want to know, Chief. You don't want to know.
Oh God, you don't want to know.
Well, I think that's what we should do in here more often. As I said, just creating more sketches like that. But the problem is when we have to organize.
I know.
We're not the best. We're better at ad lib.
We need to figure that we need to use that though. Like if we record our sessions when we're just like messing around for half an hour and then use those ideas to flesh out scenes.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. Yeah, give that a go.
What did you think? Because like I know you go running and stuff. Like what if you did a like 30-second clip every time you were telling about like your day, and then we could do a slideshow of that? Because I'd be interested to see like where you live and what you do and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, I was thinking about that. I don't have a decent camera to do that really, but I was thinking about having a GoPro and doing the running, and then I did have one. I had a cheap one, like a faux pro, like a fake one. And I had a little chest mount for it, and it was hilarious because all it did was like it was terrible quality, and all you could hear was just my heart like gugum, 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 gugum. That was all the audio was, and then like the visual was just like really like shaky and blurry, and you just couldn't tell what was going on. And also I used to run in the mornings, so I was doing it in the mornings. So it was like too dark, so you couldn't see anything anyway. And I was like, this is terrible. Like, there's no way I can clean this up. So I mean, if I can get hold of a camera that's good enough for it, then I can do that.
Video or something.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could do a video from over. I'd probably have one. Like Olivia has video when we go for a run. Like if we're taking a breather over the hills, she'll take a video of the area where we are.
Little clips of like
little
bits
bits
over the last month or something. Little clips.
Yeah. Looks like a zombie, huh?
Oh, that looks cool. It almost is as good as Toy Story, the first one.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
Well, CG.
No, I find the Toy Stories just get better.
It's infancy back then. The whole world will hear us sing. That's really beautiful in its way. I don't think there's been enough VR interpretive puppetry dancing in the world.
I think that's what we're missing. I think that's what the world's missing. With everything that's going on, in the media, there's a real cry out for interpretive puppet dance in VR.
Is there already a thing called objectivism? Where we all decide to step out of the subjective experience of our lives and join an objectivist.
You're starting a cult. Everything you talk about ends in like some weird cult that you're starting. I think
that's the only way people that have been raised in the factory can think of any group that breaks off from the norm. The norm is sick.
Yeah,
leaving sickness is health. It's not a cult.
It's true.
I mean, I would rather.
Where does it end, huh? Where does it all end?
Let me tell you. Look, I'm willing to sacrifice all. I would wear a camera 24/7 in a community. I'd sacrifice all privacy if I could just get away from society. Like, then we'd have no crime, right? Because everybody have perfect accountability because we're all camera'd up or whatever. Like, I don't care if about that. I just
I mean, it's obviously it's never as easy as it sounds anyway. Because then it's like you get like a witch hunt against the people that have their cameras off, or if someone's camera goes down for whatever reason, they're like, no, I swear, the batteries run out. No,
kill him,
get him,
okay,
kill him before he kills us. We must kill the killers, but then that makes us killers. Okay, then we kill us.
Okay, I beat that though. So here's the thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. How are you gonna solve that?
It's selection. You have to do it with selection first, right? We already talked about having women rule. I've picked 9 women that I've met throughout my life. I'm 42 to be the council, right? They're kind of like the Supreme Court, except it's not formal like that because it's all the formal crap that gets us in big trouble. It's when things get written down. Did you know like there's 2 types of learning in like ancient Greece? There's the kind of learning that you do to be a tradesperson, where you just practice something. You usually have somebody that teaches you. You memorize it. You do it over and over again, and then that's what you do. And then there's one
Yeah.
where you learn concepts, and what Aristotle called first causes. Like once you understand, like, oh, this is how this thing works, right? And you took the
Mhm.
hey, that's good. That worked, I think. So you have like you've stepped outside the cave, right? You know about Plato's cave?
Yeah, kind of. I think
Well,
maybe.
want me to
Give me a
go over it
refresher on Plato's
real
Cave.
quick? Okay.
Yeah,
So,
the way you said that.
so,
You want me to go over it?
so
Plato's Cave.
if you imagine that, I don't know, I'm paraphrasing because I didn't ever knew that I would have to say any of this stuff. I always just read it for fun. But
Oh,
so Plato's
yeah.
cave is that everybody's in there and there's a light source of some type that's just flickering, and all they can see is shadows. So all they see is like this two-dimensional shadows, and that's all people know of life. They've never been outside of the cave, and so everything that's in their brain is just these two-dimensional figures. And one person leaves, and it's really dark in there. One person leaves the cave and steps out into the sun and is blinded temporarily, but then can see that there's this whole world out there. And then they go back into the cave, but coming from the light into the dark, they can't see anything. So they try to explain to the people in the cave what they found and that everybody can leave. And the people in there not only say that that person's crazy, but that going out there must make you blind. So nobody should go out there.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I think we've talked about this, or I've read about it before, so
it's a pretty
it
common.
sounds familiar. And I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did speak about this though. Actually, I remember about the cave.
Story that people
Yeah.
tend to know. I look like I should do quick draws. Are you like? Can you zoom at all, or I don't know if it's
Yeah, I can
viewing
get
me.
an
Oh,
extreme
okay.
close up of your face.
But that's actually going above my head on my view.
Okay, well, I like that. I think we have
Like
different
I'm in the
experiences.
ground. Weird. I wonder if I.
Okay, well maybe you should take a camera and do a selfie.
Oh, that's probably true.
Oh,
No, I
in your
can't.
eye.
Oh, we're uncomfortably
What happened?
close.
We're uncomfortably close.
Here's the camera.
Frank Sinatra song.
Well, what do you think the
I'm
chances
just
are
on the desk right now.
that humans are living in something equivalent to Plato's cave? Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, I think that's entirely possible. Isn't that what space is? Isn't space the outside?
No. It's more of a perspective thing. It's like seeing things in two
Yeah.
dimensions rather than three dimensions, or like being objective than subjective. Or like, have I talked to you about Nietzsche and how people start out as camels and then some people progress to lions and then they do progress to being
Don't
children?
think so. No.
I never did.
No.
How have I not talked to you about anything?
You might have. Maybe I just
Okay.
wasn't listening. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. So just a way to think about things. Like, so you're born in a place. Like, let's say that you are born in India or something, right? So do you know what the
Mhm.
dominant religion in India is? By any
Christianity.
chance? Is it?
Everywhere.
I don't think so.
No, I just say that everywhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's Hindu. I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure.
It's
But so the odds that you would be, if you were born there, the odds that you would be Hindu are probably pretty high. Like, so if like 80% of the population is identifies as Hindu, so probably like 8 and 10. Most people just are going to do that. And so we call them camels, and they're the people that follow the majority, like religion or cultural whatever. It's the thing that they're most incentivized to follow from birth. Wow, I just lost my camera. I don't know what happened. Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. And then some people that step outside of that to become lions, sometimes they become like the head of whatever organization or cultural thing it is. But it's really just a way to, I'm all messed up. It's really just a way to differentiate. Like some people believe what they've always believed, and they've never been outside of it. And so it's a sort of absolute truth, right? If you never question it and you think you're right, then that's the world that your brain is going to build. And so that's kind of the cave. It doesn't matter where you're born. It's not like the cave is a certain thing. It's just what you were given by default. So maybe we could say that.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Like if it's your default setting?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so for the people that do step outside, which is never the majority. So in a democracy, they're never going to have any control whatsoever.
Mhm.
They're always going to be in the minorities and like at the mercy of. I mean, like look what we're doing right now. We've got Democrats who are Christians and Republicans who are Christians. Like no non-Christian has any real representation in the United
Mhm.
States. So anyway, camel, lion, and then what he said was that some people progress to the final stage, which is child, and he would see them as like people who were like almost saintly, like people who had transcended,
Mhm.
probably like Gandhi or Buddha, things like that,
Yeah.
or saintly. But even
Makes
then,
sense.
it's not like they're gods or like they're enlightened. It's like now you've achieved the point where you realize you're essentially Socrates, like that you don't know anything. You're a child, and once you
Yeah.
know that, you're free to play and have fun and do whatever you want, and not anything you want because obviously some things aren't healthy, and you want what's good for you in the long run, not
Yeah.
in the short term. But I think we've gone over an hour. I'm probably just whatchamacallit, delirious.
What's that? Delirious, mate. Well, no, I think you're probably tired. You need to sleep. It's going to be early hours for you.
Yeah, I don't even know what time it is.
But yeah, this no, this is a good test, and I always enjoy our conversations, even if we're not streaming them. So,
Oh, cool. Yes, me too.
but yeah, no, I
Appreciate
think that is the first I've heard about the idea of the camel, the lion, the child.
And I really
Um,
hate the way that it's designated. Like I think it needs to be reclaimed as an idea, as just a like camels are awesome. Like I don't want to say that, like I don't want it to sound like a bad thing, like to be a camel.
Yeah.
And so I don't even know that that's the right thing. The idea was just that you carry a load, right? That you're carrying your culture on your back, you carry the language, you carry your religion or whatever.
Mhm.
But a sincere camel is the most enlightened creature we have, essentially, because they figured out what was good about life from the beginning, and it was offered by the book that they follow, which was created by years and years of evolution of people surviving and being healthy and living longer and being in better communities, because evolution rewards people who do things that make you live, right? So if
Yeah.
you're a camel and you
Yeah.
follow what makes you live and you're sincere about it, then that is one thing. But like say in America, if you're a Christian, you're a camel. But is Bill Clinton a Christian? Is Donald Trump a Christian? They say they are. But when you're not living it, you're not happy because you're not following the evolutionary line. You're not following the truth of what makes people's lives healthy. And that's what people are missing, I think. You
Yeah.
can't. We think we can just like, oh well, we're modern now, so we can break all the rules and not have any consequences. But that's just so painfully stupid and obviously not true.
Yeah, you can see it's not true. Just wearing a badge, putting the badge on.
Right.
Badge I brought back. Full circle, baby. I brought it back to the badge.
That was good.
Can't tell if you're zoomed in on my face or not.
Oh.
Or to me, it looks like you're zoomed in on the skyscraper.
Oh, it does? Yeah, I'm on your face.
Yeah.
I'm on your face.
I'm
I'm inside your face.
I'm gonna get inside your face. I was like, get out of my face. I'm gonna get inside your face. Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh,
Signing off, everyone.
Yeah.
That's not watching this live stream.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in, Brian, as usual.
Yay.
There's a guy named Brian there, isn't there?
Good old Brian.
I made
don't
that
even
up.
know if we're actually still recording.
We're probably not. We've
lost
probably never been recording.
No, we're not. Unless it catches up at
Okay.
some point. All right, well,
Maybe
something happens.
I'll see. Yeah. Oh, got a message from Moog, and I showed him the last stream we did. So maybe he's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" Oh no,
Oh,
he's
cool.
not. It's all right.
We need someone to do cameras. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like we need sound as well. Moog's the sound guy. So
Yeah, totally.
But no, the lighting gets weird in here. When I turn right, this floor becomes dark grey. When I turn left, it becomes light.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
Weird.
lighting or something. It's like where I move my head.
Lighting's weird in
changes
here.
it.
Ha! My show now. It's my show now. I can do what I want.
Good.
Talk about what I want.
I don't want to. It's stressful to run the
But,
show.
you know.
Much happier to be in the guest seat. I'll answer any question. I'm the idiot.
What is your perfect Sunday?
That's a good one. My perfect Sunday is strawberry.
Ah,
Oh, I
how
dodged it.
does happiness taste? you?
Happiness tastes like my penis.
How, do you, how, how have you managed? How have you managed to test that one? Like, have you removed some ribs? Like,
A couple.
uh,
Oh, I hurt my knee.
just a couple. It does look like you guys in pain. He's all like crunched up. Oh, he's like a transformer. Your avatar just
More
became a
living
transformer on my
female.
screen.
I'm not a transformer. I'm from your planet. I'm normal.
I
Totally
don't
normal.
believe you.
My name's Allie. Alien.
Normally.
Norm Alley.
Ah.
Welcome
Norm
to
Alley.
Norm Alice. Does my hair look okay?
That's beautiful. I feel like we need to start getting some sketches running on here. This,
Yeah.
as well as sort of streaming for the show. I think in terms of like this, getting this show down and getting it consistent, everything working.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's possible on this platform because these
Yeah.
cameras just seem to fucking move all the time.
And,
But I've seen people do it, so I'm like, if they did it, like,
That's I
what are
wonder,
we doing wrong?
What conditions? Now, one thing the flip side people had said before is that they had all their computers in like the same room, and so when they were doing multiplayer, like they're not dealing with the latency that and the streaming stuff and the.
Well, that's a
syncing
big
stuff,
issue. That's a big issue
maybe,
to
but,
overcome,
Yeah.
especially if you're looking like COVID during COVID. Like, you want people to,
Right.
they're not going to be in the same room, are they? But
Well, you might have to do it
so,
like
yeah.
a post-production sort of thing, which would be fine too. Like sketch show, we could do. You know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could do post production. We could do, we could. I mean, the live thing works. It's just going to be buggy as hell. So it's in the same way that we've been streaming now. We just do the same thing.
Sure.
And we just need to accept that it's going to be really buggy. We're going to go off on tangents and go in different directions. So
How
I say
can
we just start it.
eventually Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'd say we just start it. We just create a channel that's like specific for it. What we're doing, give it the
Like on
title, whatever
Twitch
you
or-
want. So like, yeah, but we can do it on because there's Restream, isn't there, as well? And Restream you can do to several platforms. So you
Mhm.
can do Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live all at the same time. So you
Oh.
kind of maximize the probability that you're going to get people actually asking questions and
Okay.
talking about their perspectives and how they view things.
How do we monitor
so we-
their stuff? Like, how do they chat?
And well,
Oh.
for example, if we're doing Twitch, we could only monitor one. Saying that we could only live, we could only monitor one question, one set. Well, actually no, because two of us, you're using Oculus as well, right?
Yeah.
Are you? Can you hear me? You're using
Yes.
Oculus, right?
Did we get out of
Because
sync?
you can obviously you can bring up your virtual screen. Yeah, probably.
Shoot. No,
You want to sync up?
Yeah.
I'll sync up. Hold on. Where are we at on the count? Oh, there we go.
1,
Now,
2, 3,
Now.
4. No.
now.
Wow. You were chopping up. Am I clear for you?
You're clear for me.
Okay. Maybe we're okay now. Oh no, you're cutting
Yeah,
up.
so oh no. Maybe I need to leave party and come back. Maybe it's because I'm in your chair. Maybe it doesn't like that I'm in your chair.
I don't know. Yeah, there's something maybe glitching out about that. I don't know. It's weird.
I'm gonna hit sync again.
Okay.
Did I do anything?
I don't know. You count.
Okay, 1, 2, 3,
Now.
4. Okay, that's about right.
Okay.
We're synced, whether or not my audio is crackly or not. But yeah, so we could, if I set up the next thing, then would be set up a restream so that we could stream on different. Although saying that, maybe we should just start on Twitch. Then we can just monitor one level of chat.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I need to figure out how to do it again. But I'm pretty sure, like when I was doing a dangerous in VR, and I was streaming on Twitch, you can pop out the Twitch chat and you can actually drag it in world with you
Oh.
using the Oculus Dash. You can bring it up, drag out the Twitch chat, and drag it into world as window, and then you guys could put it on the table and look at it and be like, oh, Joey,
Yeah.
Shabadoo, 42 wants to know why we're still doing the show.
Oh, okay, that's
and then
cool. I didn't
do
know
it
that. Yeah, I was wondering about that part. So.
Or do you want me to set up a Twitch channel specifically for it? Actually, no, it makes sense. The person that's set up is the person that's going to be streaming. So
Yeah.
if you,
I'll do it.
yeah, but just make it a generic password make it like something that and then just let me know it, so it's not like a password you use for your banking.
Okay.
So I end up having to tell me the
Alright.
bank details. But you can if you want, your sort code and that kind of
For
stuff.
sure. Well, we
thanks,
should just
appreciate
live
it.
stream all that, I think.
Yeah. So okay, well, if we get that set up, and then we can start doing it, and then what I do is anyway, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch anyway, so I can set it so that when I'm not available, my Twitch channel links to the show,
Oh, nice.
the Idiot Show,
Awesome.
so that if the Idiot Show's live and when I'm not streaming, then it can do that. I don't have a huge following. I've probably got like 20 people, if that, 25 people following me on Twitch,
That's cool.
because I haven't really used it. But it's going up because I'm going to start using it again more, be more active.
Okay. Well,
That's
I'm gonna
right.
hit the
I'm gonna
hay
let you
before
sleep.
I pass out. So
Do the sleep thing, and
nice
then
talking
I'll
to you, and you have a good day.
yeah.
All right,
You two have a good night. See you
Take
soon.
care.
Bye.
Bye.